Hello, hello, the doc is in, and welcome back to another chapter of Chainsaw Man. In the last chapter, just to give a quick over-under view, we got the date. Denji, Asa, they're hanging out in Denji's house. Denji's trying to score. Asa's trying to get rid of Denji. Denji's confused. Seems like they're not going in a good direction in terms of relationship. Asa definitely hard blocks Denji. Denji doesn't know what to do, and then Yoru takes over and she's like, all right, since Asa's gonna fumble the bag, let me get in there. Smooches Denji, breaking one of the rules. Naruto pulls up, shoots a chain through Yoru / Asa's head, and the chapter. This chapter, all right, we start right from where we last left off. Chain goes through her head, and basically, as Naruto explains, Asa / Yoru's a dog now. And Denji's like, can you do me a favor and turn her back? And she's like, I don't really want to. I'm not gonna lie to you. Plus, I'm hungry. And so Denji's like, all right, how about I feed you and then you turn her back? And then Naruto's like, sure thing, my dog. Not literally. And basically, Asa's a dog now, so she's hanging out with the dogs. And Denji's basically like, yeah, eat your food and then switch her back. And Naruto's like, well, I don't even know why you really want me to turn her back so bad anyway. I mean, don't women usually try to like murderize you whenever you hang out with them or whatever? And Denji's like, I don't know. I trust her. I feel like she seemed a little different. I don't think she's gonna do that to me. He's like, I guess if you say so. I mean, I guess you don't die anyway, so it's not that big a deal. But there are two conditions in which must be met before I turn her back. And Denji's like, all right, what do you want? First one, you let me eat ice cream every day. Denji, fine, just let me have some. Second condition, no more being friendly with this Asa girl. At this point, Naruto's laying down on Asa because, again, she's one of her pets at this point, right? And Denji's like, you can't be serious. Come on, don't cockblock me. Come on, don't do me like that. And Naruto's like, nah, trust me, all right? I don't like her scent, all right? She smell a little funky. And Denji's like, really? She smell like wet dog? And she's like, wet dog, it's a good smell. Trust me, I don't think it's a good idea for you to be friendly with her, alright? And also I'm gonna alter her memories if you do agree to this, to make her believe that you stood her up. And Denji's like, come on, she's gonna think I'm a terrible person. And she's like, well, it doesn't really matter because you're not gonna be friendly with her, right? And he's like, fine, I guess. I mean, you come first, I suppose. And then Naruto pulls out the peace sign, and then the deed is done. Next thing you know, Asa's in front of the school, and she's like, I guess he forgot about our date or whatever. And so Asa then has a deep conversation with Yoru. Well, not deep conversation, but Asa has a deep conversation with herself because she's coping so hard. And basically it just reasons out as to why it didn't matter that he didn't show up, and she doesn't care because the reasons kind of boil down to one, the only reason I wanted to hang out with him is just because I just kind of felt like having some human interaction, and that was only partly because we were hanging out in the aquarium for a really long time, you know, hormones and yada yada yada, and she prefers her solitude and all that. Just hella cope, so much cope right here, right now. And Yoro's just like, you know that we share a brain, so I can tell that you're lying. But, you know, Asa's all depressed because, you know, yeah, I'm depressed too. I was depressed too. But anyway, right? So she's like, you know, I don't even know why I'm so sad. But she knows why she's so sad. And our favorite guy, Yoshida, pulls up and he's like, oh, you good? And she's like, what do you want? And he's like, well, I asked you a question. You know, what are you doing? And he's basically like, well, if you're not doing anything, you want to hang out with me? End of chapter. chapter, sad. I mean, it's cool. It's interesting to see Nayuta's personality. I know everybody was like really worried, like, oh, she's gonna be just like Makima, she's gonna be a control devil, yeah. Well, she still has that control aspect, but people have pointed out, as the chapter has been out for a little bit, that she kind of just acts like a, I guess you could say a brocon sister, where she's just like, yeah, I don't like her. It's just me and you. And Denji's kind of allowing it, because I mean, obviously the situation's a little different. Technically, he's like responsible for making sure like the Nayuta does not turn into a Makima, and so, you know, it's kind of in his, not in his best interest, but it's kind of like a part of his job, quote unquote, to like make sure she's satisfied, right? But also, I imagine, like, you know, he cares about his sister, he cares about her opinion. If she says like, hey, I don't really trust her, I don't think it's a good idea, he kind of has to like consider that and be like, all right, fair enough, I guess that's true. And also, she doesn't seem like overly mean. I mean, she does call Denji her property, but she doesn't like she didn't really try to hurt him or anything. It seems like she's genuinely trying to protect him, and considering the fact that Yoru was indeed going to try to murder Denji, it's like, I can see it being pretty reasonable that what Nayuta did. Now, with that being said, the heartbreak I felt, like Asa, when I found out that this beautiful budding relationship between two teenagers was now ruined by a presumably 12 to 13 year old. It was a dark moment. It was a dark moment for me. But this seems like we'll be going on to something a little bit more interesting. It seems like we're developing a triangle of relationship here, because Yoshida seems to be asking out Asa. Now, from what I'm reading, the version of the translation, it says, will you keep me company for a bit? But people have said that the original Japanese, just like the literal meaning, seems to be more implications for like a date rather than just hanging out. So this is interesting, just because, well, originally the whole point of Asa was that she was supposed to go on a date be dating Denji, so that then Denji would be satisfied and not try to like expose his identity. But now Yoshida's trying to date Asa, so that brings up a question of like, oh, okay, well, Yoshida set Asa up with Denji, now he's trying to get in the ring, but why would he even bother setting her up with Denji, especially since Asa didn't really seem that interested in Denji, like in the very beginning. Like I said, it's leaving a lot of questions, but it's all very interesting. So I guess we'll see how it turns out in the next chapter, which is only in a couple of days. Yeah, I think that's about it for this chapter. Thank you for watching, and the doc is out. Peace.
Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and watch the videos on the right. Other than that, the doc is out. Bye.